notation. Okay, so in case of you want to use the notation, then you have to again define first list.dtd, element code, element name is code, PC data. Then notation, if you want to use the notation, so we have to, this is basically the node. You can compare with the node. This is the notation JV system. Then the node JV, actually here we can say this is basically node is JV means Java JDK 8U66 the version. Then attribute list, code description. What is the description of the code? We put the notation, then we put the JV. Okay, then this is required. So how you can represent this one into XML? Then you declare the XML first, then document type, code system, the rules defined inside the list DTD. So it will follow these rules and regulations or the definition. And then you can write code description JV. JV, this is the JV. So this is Java JDK 8U66 the version. Java instruction, then Java instruction, then the code, finish the code. Okay. Next, enumerated. So this is list of elements. Okay, list of elements, but you can use any of the elements. Any of the elements you need to use. Okay, here XML version 1.0. This is the declaration of XML as it is. Document type, name of the document type is to-do list. Element, to-do list. Task star means it may be 0 or it may be many. Element task, PC data, first character data. Attribute list, task status, important or normal. So there is or, important or normal, but this is required. So how you can represent this one into the XML document? To-do list, the root elements, and the end of the root elements, task status, important. Okay, so important. This is an important task. Finish the task. Or you can use another one, or normal. Okay, task status is normal. This task can wait for few years. So this is the list. You can use one or you can use more. Next, more talking about the entity. Entity is a storage unit that contains particular parts of an XML document. What is entity? Entity is a storage unit that contains particular part of an XML document. It may be some special characters, common text, file, a database record, or network resource. Entities data can be acted as abbreviation or found at the external locations. If you use, it might be in the external locations. It helps to reduce the repetitive information and allows for easier editing by reducing the number of occurrences of data to edit. That means you can declare the entities, you can use in different places, so reduce the repetition. The next slide, I'll give you the examples for that. So entity declaration, name and value is declared in DTD. So you have to declare name and the value into the DTD. And entity reference in XML, when the entity name is referred, the entity value is read in its place. That means in the XML document, you need to put the entity reference. Okay, next slide. Look at this example, entity declaration and entity reference example. Look at this example. Okay, document type is document. Okay, entity declarations. Then we declare the entity here. Entity name is XML. Okay, extensible markup language. XML means extensible markup language. So we define here, finish. Okay, now in entity reference inside the XML code, then you start writing document. This is the root elements, and then this is the end of the root elements. Okay, title. Then you use the and XML. So this and XML basically the reference of XML we define here. So that means it will take the value extensible markup language. Then next, body. XML stands for, again we use the reference and XML. Okay, then again and XML, again use the references. is very popular. So that means 3 places we use the XML reference. So that means this is actually reduce the duplication of the XML definition. Next, entity types. There are 3 types of entity here. That means we can declare entity in 3 ways. Number 1, internal parsed, external parsed, and external unparsed. Okay. In case of internal parse, it defines completely within XML document. Okay. So look at here, entity. We put the name of the entity and the entity value within the double quotation entity value. So if you write into the XML code, so declaration of the XML, then document type is author, element is author, PC data, and entity MMU. Basically, what is MMU? We can define here, Multimedia University. Okay, now if you use into XML code, then you have to write author, then and MMU. That means it will take the value from here that represent the Multimedia University, then finish the author. Okay, this is internal. Next, external parse entity. It refers to data or text that an XML parser has to parse. It requires the content from another source located via a URL. That means you get this information through the URL from another source. It creates a common reference that can be shared between multiple documents, similar with the previous examples. Okay, any changes that are made to external entities are automatically updated into the document they are referred. That means any changes you do that will affect the all documents. There are 2 types of external entities. One we call the private and one we call the public. Okay, let's see the private and public. Okay, external parse entity, private external entities. So the keyword we use in that case system. Okay, remember keyword we use for private system. For the public external entities, the keyword we use here is public. Okay. All right. It is intended to use by single author or group of authors. The system is used for single author or group of authors. And the public is intended for broad uses. Okay. Now how you define this one? Entity, name, system. That is actually we call the keyword system that is used for private external entities. Then you put the URL, the source. Okay. In case of public, then you have to define entity, name, public, then public ID, name of the public ID, then URL, name of the public ID, then URL. Okay. Look at this examples here. This is the private external entity, private, DTD, copyright, PC data. Entity, CPY, name of the entity, CPY, system used for private. Then this is the URL, system, then URL. Okay. Then in case of public, you have to define the DTD this way. Element, for example, copyright, PC data, entity, CPY, public. Here is the system. Then in the public. Then this part we define as the public ID. You look at here, public ID. This is the public ID. And then the last part within the quotation is URL, the source, the URL, the source. Okay, now how you can use in the XML document? Then look at here, XML, this declaration of XML, very easy to use this one. Just use doc type list, okay? Doc type is list, system, list.dtd, list.dtd is actually both is list.dtd, then copyright, and use the and, the reference, and CPY. CPY, it will take CPY this one, and also it will take CPY this one. Entity types. External unparsed entity. It refers to non-XML data. Entity external unparsed this refers to non-XML data such as image or binary data. That means External unparsed is basically use binary or image data identified by a notation using the keyword notation, Notation, this is capital letter, can be used to describe the format of non-XML data. XML parser does not parse this entity. So look at how you define entity, name of the entity, system, URL. What is the URL? You have to put the URL that, and end data names, notation data names. Okay, in the DTD you declare this way. Element, for example, figure, we declare as empty. Attribute list, figure source, entity, this is required. Entity, then logo, system, then you have to follow URL, logo, the URL, then in data PNG, this is the image data, PNG, image data. Then notation, you put the notation, PNG, notation is PNG, system, what is the source for PNG file, image PNG, source for PNG file. Okay. In case of public, then you have to use this entity name, public ID, then URL, then end data name. Okay. Then in DTD, you can declare here element name is figure, same, figure source, entity required. Only difference is here, logo public. Then you have to put public ID. This is public ID, and then URL. Then put the URL. Then put the end data. What type of data? This one, PNG file. This image data. Then put the notation is PNG, and the system find out the location for the PNG file image. That means image file image.png. So how you can write into the XML document based on these two definition, public and the private. This is XML version, put the version, standard is optional, then figure source equal logo, figure source equal logo. This logo is also logo. It will find out the logo with the image file. Okay. Next, the limitation of DTDs. What is the limitation of document type definition? Okay, document type definitions are a very weak specification language. That is, restrictions cannot be put on the element content. It is difficult to specify. All the children must occur, but maybe in any order. This element must occur in a certain number of times. That means if you want to define the document type definitions, you must specify the content in any order. It can be any order. So this might be not a good rules for the documented definitions. There are only 10 data types for attribute values. In the DTD only there are 10 types of attribute values is there. Okay, but most of all DTD are not written in XML. Most of all DTDs are not written in XML. If you want to do any validation, you need one parser for the XML and another for the DTD. That means you want to do any validations, you must have to do two things. One for the parser validation and another for the DTD validation. It makes XML parsing harder than it needs to be used. So that makes the XML parser very harder to differentiate between the values and the text. But there is another new powerful technology is already developed. We call this XML schema. That is more flexible and more powerful than DTD. However, DTDs are still very much useful for XML documentations.